Yesterday we said that any method which can eradicate or overcome these two unwholesome states, such as avijjana, two kinds of avijja, simple unknowing, and misconception of the realities, the truth, and the craving jhana, whichever method there is to overcome these two things has to be most effective, must be most powerful, and bring about the best result. Must be most rewarding. Now, the practice of Satipatthana is in accordance with that quality. It conforms to that quality. It is most effective and it is most rewarding. The benefits are innumerable. As one is focusing attention on whatever arises in one's body, there's bound to be one kind of mindfulness Satipatthana to happen. It's bound to happen. And with that practice, one is said to be also cultivating the noble path of constituents, which is made up of the three groups or three trainings, namely Sila Sikha, morality training, Samadhi Sikha, concentration training, and Panya Sikha, wisdom training. With the practice of Sila Sikha, morality training, one can be free from the coarse forms of negativities, especially the avijjana. Gross forms of avijja will not happen. The gross form of craving also will not happen in oneself. They are said to be abandoned. In this way, this method is the most effective, namely the cultivation of Sila Sikha, morality training. In this way, the coarse or gross form of ignorance, the gross form of craving, which are transgressive negativities, elements, such as avijjana, will not happen, will not occur. Because one is, with the mindfulness, one is overcoming them. Sila Sikha is said to have abandoned this thing. This much is the practice very effective, most powerful, and most rewarding, with immediate benefit. By way of purifying one's physical, verbal behaviors, so that they become free from impurities, graceful, gentle, peaceful, and affable. Such is the immediate benefit of the practice of moral training. And if one sustains this practice, one will be satisfied with oneself. There will be no low self-esteem. And also one will be free from esteeming lowly by other people. Other people will not think lowly of yourself. They will not blame you. You will be free from blame by others. Because self-blame and blame by others are very dangerous. So you are free from that. You are free from being blamed by other people. And since you are not committing any transgressive actions, which will transgress the existing laws of the country that you are living, you will not be disciplined by the authorities for breaking the laws, and this will not happen at all. Even if the future existence is not seen as yet, as a result of your motivated action, Chirana, you will gain good results. In this way, such benefit is simple and plain, and that it is most powerful and most rewarding. So, understanding, being convinced of the benefit of this practice, you will rely on this practice of moral training by cherishing and appreciating the practice of morality. So that, and if you continue to do so, you'll be able to overcome the obsessive defilements. In this way, you'll be free from immoral conduct by abstaining from your own immoral conduct. You'll be helping others, and with compassionate feeling, if you help others, if you have compassion, enough compassion to help others, you'll also be free from defilements. So then you come to detest and be afraid of wrongdoing. You will not do such things which will cause you to commit immoral deeds. In this way, this practice is most powerful and most rewarding. As one is able to focus one's attention on the rising object, beginning with the main object, and any other object that rises obviously, with the application of heroic energy, driving force in order to drive the noting mind so as to be connected with the object. If that is happening all the time, then you will not be drifted along the kilesa current, or the kilesa current will not flow. Instead, the opposite thing will happen. That is, there will be only the wholesome current, kusala current, which is led by sustained mindfulness, will flow. You will drift along in that good current, wholesome current. Such is the power of the application of heroic energy, which has the power of blocking the current of negativities and opening the way to, or opening the current of wholesomeness. Pure current will flow. And when mindfulness is activated as a result of the application of energy, since mindfulness has the quality of protecting your mind will be protected from impurities, so that there will be no mental impurities. You'll be secure from these negativities, negative tendencies of the mind. When they enter, you will be under bondage. You will not be free. You will be able to move freely. Now, since you are free from these impurities, you are free from the bondage, and you become secure. Being secure, you are free, and you feel peaceful. Vimukti or Santi, be liberated from bondage, or you become peaceful. You will not be shaken by greed-inducing objects or by greed itself. You will not be moved. You will not be shaken by anger or ill will. Instead, you will be calm and collected. You will be feeling calm and tranquil. Such is the cause for real happiness. So this way, when these states, which are most powerful, enter the stream of consciousness, you are bound to realize immediate benefits. That is, the mind will fall calm and collected on the object of attention, so that there will be no discursive thoughts, no distraction, no restlessness, no turbulence due to worry. Instead, you feel calm and tranquil. Such is the benefit of the concentration. In this way, the three wholesome states, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, which are collectively known as concentration group, are applied and enters the stream of consciousness. They are very powerful, and you'll be free from obsessive type of impurities known as pariyutthana kilesas. Such current of obsessive impurities will not flow. They will stop with the practice of the three wholesome states, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, so that the mind becomes pure and blameless, gentle and graceful and affable, so that you become satisfied with the practice, being free from these impurities. And with the practice of the samatha or Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, you become calm and tranquil, physically and mentally. So because you're free from this vijayatana, ignorance and craving, you begin to cherish and appreciate the practice of concentration, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi. Being free from impurities, your mind becomes pure, so that you have all the good qualities of the mind, such as levitation, skillfulness, proficiency, all these things known as sopana, chaitas or chitasikas, beautiful mental states will arise in your mind because you are free from impurities. The mind becomes pure. But there are many benefits besides that. So from the mental happiness, the mental purity, you will lead to material purity. So that these piti, passaddhi, sukha, these three wholesome states, mental states also will arise. Rapturous feeling, tranquility and happiness. So that you become happy and peaceful, feeling comfortable. And because your mind is pure and fresh, your materiality also is affected. It becomes pure and fresh. Only pure materialities will happen. And among the materialities, blood is most important. Your blood circulation also will circulate. The blood will circulate in a pure manner. Your pure blood will circulate throughout your body, so that your face will become serene and clear, become handsome. That is because the mind is beautiful, the body becomes beautiful. So Satipatthana becomes the best method to adorn yourself so that your life becomes beautiful. And in this way, you should cherish and appreciate the practice. When, as you practice mindfulness continuously, as you make it a practice by aiming your naughty mind towards the object so that your naughty mind becomes concurrent with the object of attention, you deepen your concentration. Once you deepen your concentration, you are bound to see the realities of mind and body, the true nature of mind and body. You begin to see that, such as this is the naughty mind, this is the naughty object. In this way, you are able to differentiate between the two, not through your intellectual reasoning, but through your own meditation, own experiential knowledge. You are knowing this by yourself, by oneself. Once you are able to practice this mindfulness thoroughly, as regards noting the object of attention, you are bound to see the two things separately. That is, this is the object, and noted object, and this is the noting mind. And besides these two things, there is nothing else. No other extra things. You need not put any extra besides the object of noting, object of attention and the noting mind, such as the view of jiva, others, individual self or soul. So, by noting thoroughly, being able to differentiate between mind and body, you are free from the view of self or soul, individual self or soul. You will be free from the view of jiva, other, individual self or soul. Because such a thing is non-existent. People are thinking that such things exist. They are only their opinions, not an actual practice, not existent in actual practice. So, if you have had this view of Atta, you will also overcome this view of self or soul, Atta deity, view of individuality, or false view of individuality, such like a deity. You will be free from these false views because you are cultivating knowledge, in this case knowledge of mind and body. And if you continue to practice mindfulness, you are bound to see the conditionality of mind and body, that this is the cause, this is the effect, and so on, so that there's no such thing as causelessness. Everything arises due to cause and condition. There's no such thing as, even if one holds the view of cause, existence of the cause, one may view that such things are caused by a supreme being. And this is fictitious cause view. Now you are free from such views and skeptical doubt about this cause and effect. And you also come to understand the existence of cause and effect, conditionality. Not only that, you will come to understand the relevancy of cause and effect. So that there will be no view of causelessness, nor view of fictitious cause view. So you become clear of doubts about the conditionality. So that because you have reached the maturity of the practice, and if you continue to practice this mindfulness, you are bound to see the arising and passing away of the conditioned psychophysical phenomena, and then the unsatisfactory nature of this materiality and mentality, and that they arise on their own, not at your will, and there's nothing that you can control. They are unmanageable, uncontrollable. So that when you see impermanent nature, you not hold or you overcome the view of permanence. And if you see unsatisfactoriness, you will not hold the view of satisfactoriness anymore. So when you see anicca, you'll be free from the view of nature, and when you see dukkha, you'll be free from view of sukha. And then, because you see things arising on their own, just the mere process, you will not hold the view of self or soul. And also you will be free from this two kinds of deity, Ucceda deity and Sasata deity, annihilation view and Sasata deity. You will be free from such views because you have reached the maturity of the practice. Your mind is developed. That is, you are cultivating this Panya Magganana, or you are coming to possess Panya Bala, the power of wisdom, the path of wisdom that has arisen in you, so that with the cultivation of Samadhi, the right view, right understanding, the Panya Magganana has arisen. Your mind is said to have reached maturity, so that you come to possess mental resilience. As regards worldly conditions, you will not be glad nor sad about desirable or undesirable objects. You will not be elated or dejected about desirable and undesirable objects. You become neutral to good and bad conditions. Such is the quality of a mind that you come to possess, which is very effective, as a result of the effectiveness of the practice. So this becoming equanimous, balanced between good and bad conditions is a unique quality that human beings should possess. That is the immediate benefit of the practice. And moreover, you'll be able to strengthen the qualities of saddha and so on, faith and confidence. That is due to the cultivation of Panya Bala, the wisdom, power of wisdom, and such is the result of the effectiveness of insight, Vipassana, which is most effective, most powerful, and most rewarding. In that, you can become resilient towards all conditions, towards become able to be tolerant towards the vicissitudes of life, especially the faith and confidence will arise by leaps and bounds. That is due to the cultivation of panya, wisdom, and which brings this immediate benefit in this very life. As one continues to practice mindfulness, one comes to the stage of the fleeting momentary nature of experience, seeing things, seeing the rising and passing way of objects in a fast manner, such as old giving place to the new, and without any care, they will rise and pass away in a fast manner. So one will come to see the fleeting nature of fleeting mind-body objects, and that is the cause for the seeing of the realization of the Dhamma in this very life. And at this stage, the saddha, the wholesome mental state, such a practice is correct and effective and highly rewarding. So that with one's own personal experience, one will come to acceptance and confirmation and resolution. And this method brings about the good benefit, and that the method is correct. And if one comes to the affirmation of one's own method, one will also come to affirm that the individual who has given this method also must be correct, must exist, must be correct. Such is faith and confidence. Not ordinary, casual faith and confidence, as said or told by, urged by other people, but it is through your own personal experience. You develop your own faith and confidence. So this, you come to understand that this is the result of your correct practice, which is the true practice. And although one does not see the Buddha in person, one will come to confirmation that the Buddha is correct. There is such a thing as a Buddha who has given the practice, who has shown the practice. Such is the development of faith and confidence. And also, initially, you are healthy in order to take up the practice, and in the course of the practice also, you are bound to become more and more healthy as a result of the practice at the stage of this Uriya Jnana. Because both the mind and body will become tranquil, calm, and then there will be honesty, straightforwardness, there will be no crookedness, because at this stage, one will come to confess whatever one has committed in the past to one's friends or especially the teacher. Such is the quality of ujjhagata, rectification, correctness, straightforwardness, so that one becomes rectified both by mind and body. Such a person is said to be free from maya, not covering up, but confessing one's own mistakes. There's no pretension. One will come to confess. Another quality is free from satya, that is hypocrisy, not pretending to possess what one does not possess. Some people would pretend to possess something which one does not really possess, such as, although one does not possess faith and confidence, one may pretend to possess faith and confidence and saying that, oh, I have confidence, I believe, that sort of thing. Although one does not possess Pariyasati Samadhi, one will pretend to possess, oh, I have much Pariyasati Samadhi, I have these qualities. Although one has not cultivated any knowledge, one may pretend that one has cultivated inside knowledge. So one is pretending to possess what one does not really possess. Such are the two unwholesome qualities. That is due to self-indulgence, being attached to oneself. So at this stage, At the stage of Uriyabhya Jnana, one will become free of these two things, Maya Sattaya, so that one becomes rectified, which is very important as a human being. Such is the value of human being, of being a human person. This is such the value of a human being. So, as one who has undertaken the practice, one comes to confess without any pretension, free from these Maya Sattaya, and such are the excellent qualities, which is the result of the practice. At this stage, one's energy, viriya, also will be exerted more and more, leading to this so-called arada viriya, paghida viriya, sustained energy, or the uplifting energy, the energy which will not just like when you are trying to lift a person, it will not go down or stagnate. It will only be uplifted. It will go up and up, uplifting, sustaining energy. Such kind of viriya will happen, and then you will be led to exert the final fulfilling energy. So if you, at this stage, if you continue to practice this meditation, you are bound to realize your attainment in this very life. Such qualities are known as the 5 limbs of striving. Padani Yanga, Sutta or Dhamma. At this stage of Uriyabhya Jnana, yogi is sure to attain the Dhamma, the Riyahood, noble one. Your yogi is said to be fulfilled with all the qualities of attaining the Riyahood, the noble ones. Because one becomes fulfilled with the Sila Sadhana, the Sila teaching of morality, Samadhi Sadhana, the teaching of concentration, and Panya Sadhana, the teaching of Panya, so that one becomes cultured and purified, fulfilled. Such is known as Sadhana Sampatti, fulfilled with the teachings. One will not become deficient in teachings. And for that, towards that end, there are 2 courses. One is Sadhukana Savana, must listen carefully, and another one is Sadhukana Manasikara, you must pay right attention. So, when you are listening to the talks, you should listen to it respectfully and carefully in order to know the correct method of practice. Some people may think that, I already know such things, I don't have to listen. But it is not so. One is at this stage, if one is saying that, one may be said to be cheating oneself. So, not to happen like this, one should be able to listen carefully, with pure mind, remember it, and try to absorb it in your heart, mind. And once you know the method, with good listening, try to focus your attention, that is Sadhukana Manasikara, paying right attention so that the noting mind is concurrent with the object of attention, with diligence, wakefulness and activity, so that once you are able to be connected with every arising object, the mind will not go elsewhere, it will only become concentrated on the object where it is focused. You will become free from impurities. You are bound to progress along the path of insight knowledge. Practicing this mindfulness in all the 4 postures, noting every immediate arising object energetically, so as to sustain your mindfulness and deepen your concentration every moment, every second of the time, except the time when you are fast asleep. Without being casual, without laxity, without being laid back, you must do it earnestly. And for some people, for some yogis, one can see the behavior, whether one can at once see whether the yogi is doing well or not by just looking at it, looking at his or her behavior. If he or she is not doing well, or practicing marginally, then the teachers will not be worthwhile spending their time, precious time, nor the yogis will not be worthwhile coming here from far away to undertake practice. So when the correct method is being taught, one should be able to listen respectfully and carefully and memorize it, and then put it down to practice by paying focused attention on the object of attention. If one is fulfilled with these two things, one is bound to progress along the path until one realizes the Dhamma. Then one will understand that Satipatthana method is the best, most effective and most rewarding in doing away with the two dangerous elements, namely avijja and tanha, ignorance and craving. So understanding that one should fulfill these two causes, namely listen attentively and practice attentively. That's all for today.